In this problem, you have a triangle with side lengths of 11, 13, and 18, and you need to find this angle over here that is opposite to 18, the side length of 18. So whenever we have three sides of a triangle and need to find a missing angle, it's a classic law of cosines problem. So let's review the law of cosines. The law of cosines states that c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab times the cosine of angle c. So let's define these quantities. That angle over there has to be c because it's the only angle in this problem that we care about. A and B are always the sides next to the angle. So let me call 11 A, and I'll call 13 B. And then side C is opposite to angle C. So note that 18 is opposite to that angle there. Therefore, this is our side C. Now just plug in these numbers and let's solve for the angle. So C squared is 18 squared. A squared is 11 squared. B squared is 13 squared. Minus 2 times A is 11, B is 13, and then cosine of C, our mystery angle, which we don't know yet, so just keep it as cosine of C. I'll erase this at the top and then continue to simplify this expression. So 18 squared, that is 324. Actually, I can write that better. 324. 11 squared is 121. 13 squared is 169, so plus 169. And then minus 2 times 11 times 13 is just 286 times the cosine of C. And I'll erase this all at the bottom now to continue simplifying. Now we have 324, and then that's equal to 121 plus 169 is 290 minus 286 cosine times cosine of C. And then now just subtract 290 from both sides. And then if you do that, 324 minus 290 is just 34. And then now we'll just have the minus 286 cosine C here, minus 286 cosine of C. And just divide by minus 286 on both sides, so we can isolate the cosine of C. So on this side, we'll just have cosine of C remaining. And then if you do 34 divided by negative 286, you're going to get negative 0.119. And then now we need to solve for C only. I don't want cosine of C, I just want C. How do you get rid of a cosine? Just apply the inverse cosine function to both sides. So let me do that. So let's apply the inverse cosine, which looks like cosine to the minus first power, even though that's not what it actually means, it just looks like that. And then I need to apply inverse cosine on the other side. So the cosine and the inverse cosine cancel out and we're left with C, the angle we're solving for. And then go to your calculator and do inverse cosine of negative 0.119. Make sure your calculator is in degrees or you're going to get a different answer than what I get. But if you do that, you should get a number, and the number will be 96.8 degrees. Once again, if you left your calculator in radians, you'll get a different answer, but this is the answer in degrees. And just like that, we have solved for the angle. So that angle, I can just fill it in now, it's 96.8 degrees. And just like that, we're done.